Before we get started, something to keep in mind about Biomutant is that it was only made by a team of 19 people. For comparison, Breath of the Wild had a team of over 300 people. Some first-party Sony games have a team of over 1,000 developers. So this was made by 19 people. It's a post-apocalyptic, kung fu, open world game where varmints just beat each other up. And personally, I like the idea of varmints beating each other up. Kind of has kung fu panda vibes. Anyway, let's hop into it. This is the PC version of the game that we're playing. There's no next-gen patch for Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, so... We're running it in 4K, streaming at 1440p. I'm gonna try not to talk during the cutscenes.
Encode your DNA.
Alright, so I love the idea of varmints beating each other up. Basically, the developers, they give you different breeds that you can pick from. They kind of described the race as like a Muppet, which I kind of like, because it looks kind of like a Muppet. This one's kind of creepy, actually. Something that... This game has been in development for years. Quite a few years, actually. And it's kind of getting middling reviews. I'm not gonna let that dissuade me one way or the other, because I liked Days Gone, and that didn't get great reviews. Anyway, this is kind of... I don't know if this... Oh, it does. Okay, great. So there's actually a lot of... There's a lot of stats, there's a lot of RPG elements. This is classified as an action RPG. And I kind of just want to go for the classic Biomutant mascot they got here, but I kind of like how creepy this guy looks. The fit breed is renowned for a highly evolved mind. Its genius is directly interlinked to the power of Ki, which amplifies their psionic output. Ki kind of ties into the whole kung fu aesthetic they got going on. I actually have a lot to talk about with this game, so I'm gonna try to get through this. Oh, Murgle. That's cute. It's the definition of an idealized breed. Its evolutionary lineage has gone in a direction where form and appearance has dominated over function. So this is your stud muffin, right? Oh, God. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna... Damn it, I kind of want to go for the creepy guy. He's kind of cute. You know what? Let's focus on our abilities. So this is just all charisma and luck. This is gonna be tough. I guess this is our all-arounder. Primal is a nimble developed anthropomorphic breed, a hybrid with a gene mutation making them nimble and dexterous at the cost of a lesser developed intellect. So he's stupid. He's kind of got a little slack jaw going there. You know what? I'm gonna go with him, not because I'm basic and he's on the cover, but because he's gonna be our wandering samurai, and he's a country samurai. He's a bit of an underdog. I'm sorry, I'm being basic. That's all an excuse. So the character customization is actually kind of neat. Define your character's starting attributes. Basically, you got this
structure.
You got this modifier here, and you can choose what stats you want to focus in on. Apparently, this is charismatic. This dopey looking guy with the huge ears kind of looks like a furry Grogu. Pinky in the brain looking guy right there. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with agility, or somewhere between strength and agility, because there's ranged weapons, there's melee weapons. I'm probably going to be focusing on the melee weapons, so it's a little unfortunate that you can't really make these guys look how you want them to look without affecting the stats hugely. I mean, I'm assuming whatever we choose, it's going to affect the later parts of the game quite a bit. So I want to be careful not to lock ourselves into one archetype too solidly. Okay, you know what? It's entirely possible that all these stats are just minuscule differences, like these starting stats, and this is largely your appearance, and the stats are just part of the, you know, the immersion. But it's also possible that this could affect us long term. Anyway, I'm gonna go with strength and agility leaning toward agility.
Choose a genetic resilience.
But, you know,
Define your genetic structure.
There's a lot that you can do appearance-wise, which is pretty cool, because we just picked one breed, you know. The other breeds, this modifier is gonna, you know, it's gonna add a lot of variety. But let's go back to, yeah, agility and strength.
Choose a genetic resilience.
And this is where the mutant part of Biomutant comes in, I guess. If you look at his right arm, he's got some mottling. And I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with biohazard resistance. Just because it says Biomutant on the box.
Choose your first style.
That's a little weird that it has you choose your resistance before you even know what that's gonna entail in the game. Also, this is a little weird. It doesn't really morph in between the different fur styles. Instead, it's just a selector. Even though it looks like there should be a whole gradient. There's no gradient. Alright, again, I'm probably going to be pretty basic and... Let's see. You know what? I think that kind of fits our country bumpkin samurai varmint aesthetic that we got going.
Pick your main color.
I gotta say, though, I love the design of these dumb little Muppets. It's so fun. It kind of reminds me of Palicos in Monster Hunter. Except, oh, we could kind of make him look like a raccoon. Nasty little bugger. Alright, so you can basically adjust the shade and the color. This lighting makes it a little difficult to tell exactly what our guy looks like. Something I would love. Monster Hunter Rise allows you to preview your character in different environments. Like, I don't want a pink dude. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but... yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with an orangish. You know what? Dirty orange. Yes, let's go with a dirty, dark orange. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. That's pretty good. A little rustic. Alright, sweet.
Choose your detail color.
And now the secondary color. The character customization is pretty good, but I will say Monster Hunter Rise is far more entailed. But again, this game was developed by a team of 20 people? 19 to be precise. This is a really small team. You know what? I kind of like that. But let's just go for a highlight. We'll go for a dirty off-white. Yeah. There we go. We want our guy to be a rough and tumble character. You know, one you don't know if you can trust too much, but he's like a delicious caramel candy. You know, a hard, crunchy outside and a gooey, nougaty center.
Choose your detail color.
There we go. That's good
Pick
enough.
a class.
All right, this is where I guess the biggest gameplay choice comes. You've got a bunch of different classes here. This is, again, the game's called Biomutant. You got a lot of... this is basically like Palpatine over here. Psy-Freak. I'm going to go for Mercenary, but we're going to walk through the different classes real quick anyway. I love this wandering samurai aesthetic. The developers themselves have compared this game to Breath of the Wild. Their words, not mine. And the ambiance of the world certainly has that lonely post-war devastation to it. Anyway, you've got your gun class basically ranged. This is, I guess, long range ranged. And this guy uses a lot of psionic attacks, of course. They're pretty self-explanatory. I guess this is your rogue. And what is this? Sentinels dedicate themselves to protect a house. Their dedication is for the organization as a whole, including supreme belief in their dogma. I'm gonna say he's just more of a technical brawler, and he's focusing in on, like, criticals. Alright, yeah. Not only do we get to be a wandering samurai, but we also get dual-wield skills, which is pretty sweet. There's a whole skill tree. We're gonna get into that, but first, let's just start playing the game.
Mercenary chosen.
Alright. Pretty satisfied with this. We got a lot of ki, which is basically our stamina. I think it is a little more than stamina, but, you know, in basics. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, okay, ki energy. It's used for all kinds of actions, so it's like mana and stamina, something in between that. What is charisma? Oh, sweet. You can barter. I actually didn't know that you could do that in this game. Like I said, it's got middling reviews, but I'm excited to just check it out for ourselves, so let's hop in. Before we do that, though, welcome, Maniac! Can you faster? I'll be fast. We'll get into the game ASAP. Welcome, Crazy 101. Welcome, Edel. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. Welcome, GN556. It is Kung Fu. Yeah, it's Chinese. Kung Fu is what they kind of based a lot of the lore around, and I'm going to get into that very soon. Welcome, Black Rose. Welcome, Quan444. All right, let's hop in.
Sounds good. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living.
Okay, so this is where we get into the meat of things. Apparently, there's 6 houses, if you will, or 6 tribes, and this is what I find interesting. This is what I'm excited about. So, as I understand it, each tribe has a sifu, or a sensei, basically a leader. It's kind of like feudal Japan, or I guess feudal China. But to use feudal Japan as an example, it's like the Yoshioka school of Kyoto, right? The Yoshioka school developed their own style, their own technique of swordsmanship, of swords fighting, and the sifus of this world have a similar system where they each have their own developed style, and each tribe has a leader that was a disciple and then became a master of that tribe's style. Anyway, there's 6 tribes, and there's 3 tribes that lean toward the light and 3 sides that lean toward the dark, kind of like a yin-yang. This is where we choose where we align with our first tribe. You can change that later, but this is your first choice, and I'm gonna go with the light. But depending who pays us better, we may switch later to dark.
But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your ki, the primal energy that flows through everything.
At the core of the map, there's this giant tree, the Tree of Life, and the dark tribes are kind of leaning toward destroying the tree and basically rebuilding from the ashes of civilization, while the light seeks to salvage and save the tree. That's the basic plot.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
That's right. Light is only for those having difficulty seeing what's in front of them. Sticking to the me first path is the only way we'll be going places.
Well, it's pretty black and white, I guess.
I'm surprised at the change of heart. I believe in putting yourself aside to help others, but helping the dark side is not that, you know.
Not a lot of subtlety there. Still, I mean, the right side, it literally says freedom, so...
You can't fight who you really are. The blood is obviously running red in our veins.
You're trying to keep us in the dark here, but you know it's blue blood in our veins and what it means. We have responsibilities. You can't fight the truth.
That whole dialogue kind of reminded me of Black and White. You remember that RTS game series? Okay. Our aura is currently somewhat light. I haven't played this game yet. I didn't get early access or anything, so these are my first impressions with you guys right here, right now. I don't know about some of that plotting, but...
Right is always right.
I'm gonna go with the light aura. I really do like this aesthetic, though. This looks really cool.
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
Damn. I really do like these environments. My main worry or concern is that it's going to be a little too Kiddish?
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the Predator only grew stronger.
See, I like that. I like that sort of dialogue. Kind of reminds me of Kung Fu Panda. If this game has, I don't know, the vibe and levity of Kung Fu Panda, I'll be pleased. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ah, sweet! Alright, so that's our ranged weapon. There's no lock-on system, by the way, which is a little weird. I don't know how I feel about that, but again, it's my first time playing, so we'll see. See if I can do a perfect dodge. I've heard some reviewers praising the combat system, and some reviewers... There we go! Alright, that was kind of cool looking. Anyway, the combat system is a source of contention. Oh, damn! He was quick. Yeah, see, that's what I like. You got all these kung fu moves. Check this out. You got Matrix-style flips and twists. That's cool, man! Oh, God. That was a close one. So do we just have unlimited ammunition? Yes, we do. By the way, if the UI looks really small to you guys, I can raise it, or increase the size. I just have it, I'm playing at 4K, so I don't really need a large UI. But... again, this is the PC version of the game. Unfortunately, the console versions of the game, they don't have any next-gen features. It's running in backwards compatibility mode, which works better for Xbox currently. Oh, damn it! So on PlayStation 5, it's playing just like a PlayStation 4 game. I think it's playing at 1080p on PlayStation 5, but on Xbox Series X, I think you can go up to 4K, or at least 1440p. But yeah, this is the PC version, so we're running at 4K, and everything's at max settings. It's running silky smooth. It should. I'm playing this on a 2080 Ti. If you want the specs for my computer, just type in the chat room !specs. Alright, I think it doesn't actually want me to kill this guy. We're just supposed to go... It's kind of slick.
You'd better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
So this is from THQ Nordic, or at least those are the publishers. It's not from the developers of Darksiders, but THQ Nordic, they're the publishers of Darksiders. I'm a huge Darksiders fan, and I'm kind of getting Darksiders vibes from this, just a little bit. I don't think that this development team actually shares any developers with the Darksiders team, but, you know, maybe. It's possible.
The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die.
See, this is an example of there not being a lock-on system. Some people really don't like that. Hold on, I'm going to adjust the game volume. By the way, let me know how the game volume sounds. Should be perfect right now. Anyway, yeah. I don't know how I feel about there not being a lock-on system. I've just played around with combat for a couple minutes before the stream. And I'm not really at a point in the game where I can say one way or the other. But it is kind of a strange omission. Almost every... So the developers have said that in feedback sessions, people have compared this to Devil May Cry, Batman Arkham Asylum, and, of course, Breath of the Wild. And it does kind of feel slightly Devil May Cry-ish. You know, you got your guns, you got your combos, you've got parries, perfect dodges, etc., which I guess is a little more like Breath of the Wild, but still. All of those games have lock-on, and this game doesn't. It kind of has like a soft lock-on, actually. Just approaching these different enemies, it seems like it softly locks onto them, which is kind of an interesting choice. We're still in the tutorial area. If you're just joining up, welcome. I don't think there's a whole lot to explore in the tutorial area, so I'm just gonna move on. But this reminds me a lot of the sewers of Darksiders 3. Oh, that's right. Being an action RPG, there's a surprising amount of action RPG elements, or specifically RPG elements. Like, there's a lot of weapon customization, a lot of character customization. Although I've heard that the skill tree isn't as deep as some people would have liked it to be. Anyway, here's a weapon add-on that we just got, which is kind of cool. You can upgrade your weapons as you go through the game, but I don't believe there's any braking systems like Breath of the Wild. I don't even think you need to repair your guns. Oh, cool. So, we have a consumable bullet? Electric damage. Neat. Apparently the game takes around 12 hours to complete. Health doesn't regenerate in combat. Okay, so it regenerates out of combat. And in combat, okay. I was thinking maybe that it was gonna have us craft a bandage, but I've also heard this game doesn't, like, go overboard with crafting. Anyway, I'm gonna stop speculating. Let's just start playing.
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Parrying. Remember to parry enemy attacks. Yeah, of course. Of course. This is cool. Alright, we got our first big battle, and damn, that guy's big. Look at him. What are they feeding this boy? He's huge. Judging by the character creator, he doesn't have a lot of intellect. He went full tank. All strength stats. Not very balanced of him. So I'm guessing the reason that they decided to just go for a soft lock instead of a manual lock combat system is just because of the amount of enemies you'll be fighting sometimes. I have seen some videos where you're fighting like 20 guys at once, which is different than Arkham, where they don't wait to fight you. They'll just... Oh, damn, that's awesome! Yo, only Lady Damotresk steps on me. Thank you very much. That was kind of cool. For a second or two, our character was actually under his foot. They had created an animation for that. I appreciate that. I like these details. But yeah, there's a lot of RPG elements. A lot of looting, a lot of customization of your guns and your character, but the game apparently is between 12 and 16 hours for a normal playthrough, but the developers said that you can get like 60 hours out of it, so I don't know where that comes from. Maybe the 12 to 16 is just main quest or something like that. What is this? Tongue tickly. Oh, it's ecstasy? Is that what this is? Okay, we just picked up a pill. Alright, that's kind of interesting. I guess maybe this isn't too much of a kid's game if you're popping pills. You got varmints beating each other up and taking drugs while they're doing it. I like that. That's kind of fun. Oh, crap! So, I've been reading this book, it's called Musashi. It was written in the, like, 30s or 40s by a Japanese guy, and it's great. It's actually about a real-life, historical figure, Miyamoto Musashi. And this game is coming at the perfect time, because it's kind of reminding me of feudal Japan, except it's really more like feudal China, considering this is about Kung Fu. So instead of senseis, you got sifus. Or Master Shifus, if you will. If you're talking in Kung Fu Panda terms. But, I decided to build our character off of like a wandering swordsman. And something that kind of reminds me of feudal Asia is the fact that you've got different houses, different tribes. And they've each got a different style, which I think is pretty damn cool. I'm gonna see if I can parry this. Ooh, no. Can't parry explosive barrels. Who could have guessed that? Not me, apparently. You know what? Let's go for a Matrix-style shootout. There we go. Look at that. Nothing you can do against that. I call that Keanu style. But yeah, there's 6 tribes, and each tribe has a Sifu that has developed or been a disciple of a specific style. Which reminds me of the Yoshioka school in Kyoto. Look at that! More pills! More drugs! Tickling toffee. Yeah. Make sure you don't grind your teeth when you take that one. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if any of you are kids and you got parents through. I'm gonna make an ecstasy references with this kid's game. Jesus. Anyway. That's what I'm most excited about, is the tribes gameplay mechanic. You have to align yourself with a specific tribe, and at the beginning of the game, you have to make a choice with aligning yourself to one of the 6 tribes. 3 tribes are with the lighter side of Ki, and 3 tribes are with the darker side. We chose the light, but you can change that stuff later. Also, I have been neglecting the chat, my bad. I want to play the Mercenary, and I can't play it because PlayStation 4 won't even give it to... Oh, that's pre-order stuff. I don't know anything about that. I don't pay attention to pre-orders. What the hell's up there? Shielder. Some enemies carry large shields. Oh my god, he's big. Or not. It's just a car tour. The world kind of reminds me of Splatoon. Splatoon actually has a very dark lore. It's a weird lore. Wait, can I pick this up? It looked like I was starting to pick it up. I guess not. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can maneuver around to the back of this guy with a perfect dodge. Yeah! Look at that! Yo, why does he have makeup or fur like the Joker? He's got green hair or fur surrounding his face. And then he's got red lips and white fur right in front. Look at that. Biomutant gamers rise up, huh? Yeah, this non-lock-on system is going to take a little getting used to. Sorry. One of you guys corrected me. It is a lock-on system, it's just not a manual lock-on system, and there's no option for that. And I don't like not having control, personally. Damn. What if I can parry that move? Yes! Okay. Sweet, we just leveled up. Alright, let's go check this out. Wung Fu! What does that mean? Wung Fu. Is this game's version of Kung Fu? I just don't know what it means. Alright, I've been curious about this. Let's check out the skill trees. So... increasing attributes. When you level up, you can increase an attribute of your choice by 10. Pick which attribute you want to increase from the list. Oh, okay. I guess we don't have a skill point. We have attribute points. Well... I'm gonna go for... That's interesting. Agility is just your movement speed. I would think that they would group in Ki with that, because Ki is your stamina. I'm gonna go for intellect. In fact, now I kind of wish I made my guy more intellectual. The reason he looks kind of lanky is because I went for agility, and that made my breed a little more, well, svelte, we'll say. But if I went with a, let's see, intellect, then we would look more like Brain from Pinky and the Brain. So the appearance of your particular breed shifts depending on where you invest your points. Okay, here we go. So, you do have special attacks and perks that you acquire with upgrade points. Interesting. We can only go for ranged and close combat right now. Let's go for close combat. Our specific class, the mercenary, has dual wielding as their specialty, so I'm gonna go for that. Oh, okay. Actually, let's take a look at this. So we already have all these unlocked with the check marks. Wait, is that it? Or are they just showing us a finite amount right now? Because I already have 5 unlocked. Are you telling me there's only 7 total? No, that can't be it, right? That's weird. Maybe something happens where we lose all of our abilities in the story. Unstoppable Pig. Finish a dual-wielded melee chain with a flurry of stabs. Alright, let's see what that looks like. I like it. It's like a prison shank. Once you've unlocked more attacks, you'll be able to combine them to reach the Super Wung Fu state. Okay, maybe that's why it only looks like there's a couple different unlockables here. Interesting. It kind of looks like there's a lot more to unlock with ranged attacks. Because if you look at ranged combat, look at that. We've got 2 unlocks there, and then here we've got 3 unlocks with nothing unlocked. And then you got rifles, automatic rifles, and shotguns. Where close combat, I mean, look, we got 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, anyway, let's get back to the game. Once you have more upgrade points, remember to spend them on perks and special attacks in the Wung Fu perk menus. Got it. So I guess we could have spent this on a perk. These are basic gameplay modifiers. As you can see, it's kind of like the artifacts in Returnal. Hey Siri, set the temperature to 68 degrees. It's getting hot. Oh, cool. So we had, oh, sweet, okay. I wonder if you can dual wield most melee weapons. Awesome. I kind of assume that these are going to be, like, looped under one, weapon type. That's actually pretty nice. Look at that! We can choose to wield our swords, in 2 fashions, as single-handed swords or as, dual-wielding swords. Alright, I appreciate that.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Old World Clawbar. Oh, it's a tool. Interesting. Yeah, this world definitely reminds me of Splatoon. Splatoon got dark. I'm really excited about Splatoon 3, since they're going full post-apocalypse with it. But I'm guessing this is kind of like Splatoon, where these biomutants are living in a world that humans once inhabited.
The clawbar should come in handy. Whoa. It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
So if you guys don't like the narrator, by the way, I'm getting a little bit of lag here. If you guys don't like the narrator, which I was... I was genuinely concerned. IGN released a gameplay video, maybe it was Eurogamer, and the narrator would not stop talking. But you can turn them off almost completely. They have this really weird frequency slider where I don't know what the difference is between 99 and 100 or 98 and 96, but I don't really care for the narrator all that much. This isn't Stanley Parable, so I turned him down to 1, and let's just... I don't know what the difference is between 1 and... well, 1 and 2, let's say. 0, I'm guessing, turns him off, except for cutscenes. The gibberish slider is just for the animals. Because the animals themselves, they speak gibberish. At the beginning of the game, you saw this little cutscene with light and dark. The personifications of these different morals of this world, and they had English voice acting, but all the animals speak in gibberish.
The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
Special attacks. You're on your way to performing a special attack. Okay, that's the one we just bought. Unstoppable Pig. Because we stick him like a pig. We shib him. Okay. I think it's ready. Let's do it. Oh, wait, did I have to do it in the air? Alright, I'll keep a close eye on that. There we go! Yes! We unstoppable pigged him! You know what? I actually kind of do like these little comic book, speech bubbles that pop up. I think that's kind of fun. So far, I do like the combat. It doesn't feel like they're cheesing me yet, and it feels pretty precise. I just don't know about the soft lock-on system they've got, but aside from that, it's kind of fun so far. So I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild recently. When that game first came out, I'm not sure why, but I guess I just wasn't ready for it. I recognized that it was a good game, but I was more into games like Uncharted 4, like Western AAA cinematic games, so Breath of the Wild didn't really hook me. Bioblobs. You absorb the bioblob. These are points used to unlock mutations. The mutant and biomutant. Okay. Let's see what mutations are. Oh, they're psi powers. Biogenetics. Look at that, it was missing. They just added the menu section. Okay, there's two types of mutations, biogenetics and psi powers. Both are special abilities, but unlocked using different currencies. Well, we're not really specialized in psi powers, so I don't know if it's worthwhile. Oh, man. You know what? I think I screwed up. I think I should have gone for a psi power class. We went for mercenary, which specializes in dual wielding melee weapons, but this looks really cool. We don't have any psi points. Okay. I think we have, yeah, bio points. Biogenetics are unlocked using blah blah blah. Okay, so basically, it kind of looks... It looks like, a lot of these are AoE, fire and forget, sort of a build... Actually, not really. Yeah, interesting. It's just arbitrary. Okay. To use Vile, press down the input you have bound the ability to. Alright. Hey, that sounds fun. Oh, that's right. Something else, the developer said that people playing this game, like the feedback they had was that it was kind of like Ratchet and Clank. Alright, let's go for that. And then let's get out of the tutorial mode. We've been in here for a while. What? Wait, what? Nutjob Chuck just said... I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm playing a kid's game. The tutorial goes on for 4 or more hours? Are you kidding me? No, I'm assuming they're still showing you new mechanics in like 4 hours in. But no. No way. I don't believe it.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Yeah, weird. I'm getting a little bit of lag. I'm playing this game on PC at 4K. I've got everything at max settings. There's not a lot that you can customize. I guess they've got, unfortunately they don't have DLSS, but they have this solution, dynamic resolution. You know, I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna lower anti-aliasing because we're at 4K, we don't really need it all that much. Yeah, let's see if that makes a difference. But the game looks good. It just doesn't look good enough where it should be lagging on a 2080. Puzzles. Some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. Hopefully, this opens a new path. That's kinda cool. I wonder if this game has dungeons. Running out of moves before you solve the puzzle may have consequences. I like that threat. Okay, oh, I see. It's kind of like BioShock's Pipes minigame. The hacking minigame, I mean.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
So it is Splatoon. That's Splatoon! Man, I can't wait for Splatoon 3. Post-apocalypse. That's gonna be fun. Actually, the whole lore of Splatoon is set in the post-apocalypse. It's just gonna look like the post-apocalypse. Speaking of which, this post-apocalyptic setting is reminding me a lot of Darksiders.
The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt.
Oh!
It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Wait, isn't that right? Oh, damn it.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
How embarrassing. Even the narrator made fun of me. Alright, sounds like we have a fight up ahead. We unlocked a what the fuck? Pardon my language. I wasn't expecting for my varmint to beat up a varmint in a wheelchair. Airstrike. Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has stars circling above their head, and after hitting the enemy again, it can launch them up into the air. Okay.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I really didn't want to beat up on a wheelchair varmint. Look at these little thugs! Oh my God! Yeah, I love these varmints, man. I love Kung Fu Panda. I like the second movie, I like the first movie. I haven't seen the third movie. Finally, a worthy foe. There we go. Yeah, just to reiterate, the developers said in feedback sessions, people likened this game to Ratchet and Clank, Devil May Cry, Batman Arkham Asylum in terms of the gameplay. And I'm definitely seeing a little bit of all those. I'm seeing a little bit of Ratchet and Clank with some of these abilities and the world, and I'm seeing a little bit of Devil May Cry with the basic combat and combos and some of the basic gameplay loop within these fights. But it's kind of slick. So far, it's working pretty well. All right, so I just infected that guy, and he's now... Wait, what's happening? I infected all of them! Save for one. Anyway, they're now supposed to be attacking each other. This, green mist that I shot out, these little gas clouds, they're supposed to infect them and make them turn on one another. It's kind of hard to track, though. It's a little tricky to, like, discerning what was going on. It feels a little bit loose, but I don't know if that's because I just can't manually lock on, so I'm missing a lot of attacks.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
It's another drug. That's so weird. I don't know what the tone of this game is. I mean, look. It's encouraging, actually. My hope for this game's, like, story and tone was that... You know what? Maybe they're candies. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay. Hold on, let's take a look at our, inventory. How do we look at... Oh, okay. Consumables. Well, I mean, that's a syringe, so... I think it's candy. You know, the kind you can't buy legally in the United States, but most other countries you can. Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. This, however, is a gun mod. So, that's encouraging! I was hoping this game would be at least as gritty as Kung Fu Panda. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's not rated M or anything, but it's grounded and it takes itself seriously enough where as an adult, I don't feel silly playing it. And it's a lot of fun and it's awesome. And that's what I was hoping for with this. And it has ecstasy. Good deal.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided, and for the impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Dialogue settings. By default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC line to the next automatically. Okay. Never mind. Thought that was important. Oh, damn, we got a flashback. Oh, this looks lovely. So, I was really hoping that... So, all the little critters environments, they speak gibberish. Oh, it's a kid version of us. That's kind of cool. Anyway, all the NPCs speak gibberish, but the narrator translates it all. I was really hoping it was going to be like Breath of the Wild, where you just read it, and they talk in gibberish, but... Honestly, I really don't like the narrator thing. I really don't. I guess I could turn them off. I'm gonna try that, actually. Too many games are afraid to let you read. You remember when Fallout had really, like, in-depth dialogue options and stuff? And then they dumbed it down so everything could be voiced? Yeah. Well, I set the narrator to 0. Let's see what happens. Is that a lizard? Oh my god, it's a greaser. What is that, a
Asks if
ferret?
you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
I really like the art design. Is that the Tree of Life? Or, I mean, it kind of looks like it. Obviously, it's a DNA strand. It's kind of neat. I can't wait until we get in the open world. If you guys are just joining up, we're still in the tutorial. We haven't reached the open world just yet. It's supposed to be 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers square, roughly, the size of the open world. So it's pretty large. At the center of it is the Tree of Life, which you kind of use as your guiding stone. You know, that's your anchor to the world. And right now we're in a flashback. This is Kid Us. It's actually a little kid model of the nasty little varmint creature that I made. And that's cool. I think that's a really fun touch.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone.
Oh, he's a
The
rat!
Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so countless, he'd say. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Tunnel snakes rule. He's a tunnel snake. And he rules. Oh, he's a rat. Oh. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's nasty. Greaser rat. Wow. I tell you, the narrator thing really isn't working for me. It'd be so much better if instead of him translating for us, the player, if instead there was some cool cinematic narrator, like at the beginning cutscene and maybe the ending cutscene, and maybe a couple in the middle, but that's it. And the narrator doesn't translate the creatures for us. Instead, the creatures talk to your character. Like, this is giving me a big disconnect. I don't know. It would be so much better if it was like Paper Mario, where the characters just... They have a gibberish voice, but they're talking directly to you, the player. And you just read it. It'd be so much better. Infinitely better. This doesn't work, in my opinion. But the rest of this, I'm actually having a lot of fun with. Look at this world. I really like this. Great art design, I'll say that. And so far, the gameplay is pretty fun too.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
My Muma only cares about Wung Fu. Kung Fu Muma, huh? We'll be a nice guy, why not?
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow.
That's the greaser? This guy?
He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days began. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse, the toxin.
I'm gonna start fast forwarding through the narrator because I'm assuming you guys are reading it anyway.
World Eater's DNA.
Oh shit, finally. The
His
world
friend
map.
Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Porky Puff, you know, I'm a little curious about that myself.
He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that... Regard...
Okay. Sweet. I guess we can use this to help heal the tree if we choose to be, fighting for the light side, so to speak. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, I think we're finally heading into the open world. So, 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab some more water. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Thank you for being so patient. Alright, see if we can get out of this place. I really don't care for the narrator. That's so far, that's my only issue with the game.
Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope... Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
Biomutant. Finally. We've reached the open world after an hour of tutorials. Oh man, I'm looking forward to this. The developers themselves have likened this game to Breath of the Wild, and I've just recently gotten into Breath of the Wild again, so that's actually quite a tall order, and I'm...
A signpost maps it out for the...
I am not anticipating this to be much like Breath of the Wild, except for the ambiance of the world, you know, this desolate, kind of lonely, sad, post-war world that the game is set in. But as far as gameplay, it's not really like Breath of the Wild all that much.
Let's see.
Signposts. They're found near locations of interest. Okay. And they're also fast travel points. Good to know. The map itself is around 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers squared, and that's sizable for sure. But what I'm curious about is how much is there to do in the maps. In Breath of the Wild, you had shrines. I don't know if you have anything like dungeons here, but that'd be pretty cool. I'm playing on the PC version of the game, by the way, and you know what? It's actually not running all that well, so real quick, I'm going to shamefully enable dynamic resolution. Please bear with me. I'm only running on a 2080 Ti, so it's, you know. It's a meager graphics card, and this graphical powerhouse requires a 3080 or 3090 or better. You know what? This actually looks really good. This still looks in 4K.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
Porky
The
Puff
World
over there
Eaters
looks
have
like
left
a...
their marks on our world over time.
He looks like a...
That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake.
He looks like a street shark mated with a Beanie Baby. Oh, that's cool. I really hate the narrator. Oh my god. I don't know why they picked, he sounds like he should be...
It's a bridge. Just get over it.
Oh my god, I hate it. He sounds like he should be narrating Thomas the Tank Engine or something. I don't know why they picked this guy. It's so weird, because you got, like, syringes? Dirty syringes? You got...
A survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
You know what? I am going to mute him, because we don't need him. I'm hoping it doesn't mute the gibberish the animals speak in, but I'm getting rid of him. I can't stand him. I'm sick of him. He's a detraction to the game, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. Goodbye! Let's see what he wants. I guess the World Eater destroyed his village. So there's something called aura, which is your inner balance. You've got a yin and a yang, the light and the dark. At times, you'll be able to manifest your inner balance through deeds and dialogue choices. Few are those who are always acting in the same manner, and our wholesomeness is the sum of the choices we make and the actions we take. The balance of your actions creates your aura score, which affects dialogue with other characters. There's even a bartering system as well. Psi points. Interacting with captives and Psi shrines will award you with Psi points that you can use to unlock psionic powers. Alright. Psi shrines. Literal shrines. Powers can only be unlocked once you've reached the required dark or light inner balance. Okay. So it's kind of like the moral system of Mass Effect, except it affects gameplay in a more direct way. Black and white, huh? Alright, let's help him out. I kind of like his look. They kind of look like gritty Ratchet and Clank characters. We're playing as a wandering samurai. We just unlocked a Psi point. Great! We didn't have any of those until now. So, there's two different paths that you can choose, light and the dark, obviously. At the beginning of the game, we chose light. You can switch later, but I'm pretty sure we would have had a different introduction if we had chosen the dark path. Like, this character, I don't know if he is a part of the dark path storyline or not. Okay, this is where the first major gameplay decision comes in. There's 6 tribes in the game. They're at war with one another, and you have to choose to align yourself with a certain tribe. You can shift your allegiance later. Yes! Yes! This is what I was excited about. Okay. So, I guess Myriad is just looking to unite the world. He's telling us about the different tribes. I don't really care for how the story's presented, and that's actually kind of bumming me out. The Jangi tribe only had ever had one conviction. Bringing balance by wiping out the weak. A cleansing? Well, that sounds like the dark side. The developers did say the light and the dark, it's not necessarily so straightforward. Okay, you know, I kind of like the Jangi. I think we're gonna go with them. Strangely, it only showed us 2 out of the 3 on the light. Because there's 3 on the light, 3 on the dark. 6 tribes total. The tribe Sifus, those are the leaders, the teachers. Myriad especially will listen to you and expects that they'll pay... Okay, so... I'm gonna ask why he wants us to go with Myriad. Alright, so this guy really doesn't like the Jangni tribe. Man, this is a really comprehensive tutorial. You can tell that they're thinking a lot of younger people are going to be playing this. Maybe even as their first RPG. Okay. Some of these tutorials I'm reading and rereading because I'm like, is it really that simple? Are they teaching me about waypoints here? They are. You know what? I'm going to go at least check these guys out. Because, you know what? They should swap these icons. That little spiky guy versus this fat, happy, jolly guy. This is the mean-spirited warrior. Alright, we're gonna go to the Jiangyi. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. I'm probably butchering it. Yeah, let's go for the motor bridge. Love that post-apocalyptic art style. This is a... Basically, this is an action RPG, post-apocalyptic, open-world kung fu game. And you play as little varmints that beat each other up. And man, do I like that. Nothing gets me quite like destroyed highways and freeways and overpasses. Oh god, look at that. That's so cool. Anyway, I'm playing as the mercenary class. Oh shit, we got a little skirmish. I think this is between the two tribes that we're about to meet. You know what? I'm not going to take part in this yet, but I'm going to see what these guys look like. Oh yeah, he's got like a samurai getup. Cool. Yeah, you know, I'm going with the samurais. So basically, this character that we created here, he is kind of like Miyamoto Musashi. He's seeking out his way in this destroyed world. They've destroyed this area, mudded up what used to be muck. So the game is telling me to go for the other tribe. They're blatantly telling me these guys are bad. I'm gonna go for these guys. I'm just stealing now? Okay. This is obviously tribe territory. Anyway, our little guy is a wandering samurai, and he is about to, offer his services to this tribe. But in reality, he's gonna play both sides. Kinda like Yojimbo. Or A Fistful of Dollars, which was inspired by Yojimbo. This is the Jangyi tribe fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. Yeah, wow, this game is really, really trying to steer me away from these guys. I think I'm onto something here. This is a fast travel point. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Yeah, the good tribe. They do kind of look like Persians. I like this overworld mini-map. Nice. I mean, maxi-map. We're currently meeting with their Sifu, which is the Chinese term for teacher. In Japanese, it would be a sensei. Anyway, this guy is a disciple of a specific style, in this case, the Jangyi style. Oh, look at that! I'm pretty sure his breeding, if I'm looking at his facial structure, means that he's an intelligent creature. He looks so stupid. He looks like a Muppet. I love that. The Jangyi tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. You know what? They're not necessarily wrong. The Sifu is determined to let the world leaders destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. So it's kind of like Monster Hunter in a way, you know, taking some of the monsters and using them, you know, to your advantage. Okay. This guy definitely looks like a Sifu. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Looks like he's got a giant staff on his back. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in the Bunker 101 preceded you. Cold-blooded? What have I done that's been cold-blooded? You know, he looks exactly like the Nazi scientist from Conker's Bad Fur Day. I love this guy. He understands that sometimes we need to lose ourselves to find ourselves. You know what? I think we just found the tribe we're going to give our services to. He can sense you're still kind-hearted. I wonder if he sees that as a weakness. Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wung Fu disciples. See, like feudal Japan or feudal China, they took what their teachers taught them and created their own style. So he now has a Jinya fighting style from the Wung Fu that my Muma taught him, I guess. That's my understanding of it anyway. This is basically walking us through the tribe system. There's 6 tribes, and there's now a war amongst them. You know what? I really do like this setting of this. This guy reminds me of Oda Nobunaga. He is the unifier of this land. Kung Japan. Jiang Yi doesn't want a new unity between tribes. The goal is to become omnipresent. That's true! How? There's too many differing ideologies. You have to have a strong unity, and a strong unity is something that's one piece. Let's do it! You can always change tribes later if you want to. I like that guy's character design too. Oh my god, I just said he looked like the Nazi from Conker's Bad Fur Day. What am I saying? The Sifu is waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can vanquish the other tribes. The one he wants to deal with first is the Myriad tribe, the one that's right next to us. You know, this whole dialogue would be so much shorter if they actually spoke to you. There's a narrator that's supposed to be talking and reciting all this. This actually does really bug me. I don't know if this is a deal breaker for you guys, but the entire story is told indirectly. The entire story. We just made our first allegiance. Their kin must put an end to the war before war puts an end to them. It'll cost bruises and broken bone, but they refuse to be the victim here. See, it's in third person. I hate that. What if they're too strong? I got 2 swords. Just like Miyamoto Musashi. The art of war. We'll show them the art of war. Alright, we're gonna go, we're gonna go do some assimilation. I'm gonna go after the outposts first, I suppose. I think there's only one way to go about it. Tribe weapon, that sounds interesting. Your Muma taught each disciple a weapon. She never intended it for hunting nor war, but lately the art of defense has been shadowed by relentless attack. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. He is a disciple of my mother if you're just joining up and you're kind of lost. Basically, we just joined his tribe, and they're reiterating now. This is really long. Oh my god, this is long. Okay. The problem is they keep repeating things they've already said, and he's not talking to us. It's all like translated in third person, which is, I don't like that very much. I don't want to ask either of those questions. Okay, let's go. Anyway, yeah, we just joined up with this guy's tribe. He's got a pretty cool little look going on. Judging by his facial structure and the character creator, he's very intelligent. I think that we have joined the victor. So we're going to go after the other tribe, the Myriad tribe. We're going to take down their outposts. They don't choose to join us, so we are going to assimilate them by force, if necessary. Which is necessary. Look at these guys. These guys are great. How could you not choose this tribe? They're obviously stronger. I'm getting big feudal vibes here. The developers describe this as a action RPG. I describe this as a feudal RPG. This is totally ripping off feudal Japan, and I'm all for it. Even though it's Kung Fu, which is Chinese. But, you know, this clan over here, this clan looks pretty Japanese to me. Obviously, modeled after Bushido. Is this a villager? Oh, sweet. It's a civilian. He says the Netra and Jiangyi are matched pretty well now. I guess the Netra is another clan. There's 6 clans total. We've only met 1 so far. And we're about to go to war with another. What's this dude doing? Weaponsmith? Oh, sweet. I don't think we have enough money to buy anything, but... You can barter with them if you have enough charisma. Each vendor is specialized on a particular type of weapon. Melee weapon parts, ranged weapon parts, gear parts, clothes, or mounts. There's a lot of customization with your weapons. I have no currency. I'm not crazy about the UI. It looks like Fortnite, which there's nothing wrong with Fortnite's UI. I just don't think that it... Oh, that's so cool. I just don't think that it fits the game. Yeah, I really don't think this fits the game. This game is at odds with itself, in my opinion. The UI, the narrator that I killed, he's gone now. It's so kiddie. When this doesn't have to be kiddie. This could easily be like, you know, Breath of the Wild vibes, but instead, I'm trying to think of a reasonable comparison. I can't think of a reasonable comparison. Anyway, this game definitely feels like it's targeted toward, like, 12 and younger. Even though the combat system is actually more than deep enough for this type of a game. What I'm trying to say is, it plays almost as well as a game like Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is a pretty legit Breath of the Wild clone. That's a pretty good game. And this plays almost as well as that, considering this was developed by 20 people, which is a really small dev team. For comparison, Wonky Mump. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially. Deformed and unfurred? Well, that's just racism! Oh my god. Yo, he looks exactly like the enemy from God of War. You know, the giant that has literally a pillar on one shoulder? And he wields it like this? Anyway, the reviews for this game have been really unkind. Some people like it, some people don't. Mostly it's average. One complaint I've heard is that the combat is really floaty. His attacks look floaty. So far, I've actually been fairly impressed by the combat, considering, again, this game was developed by 20 people. But whether this game was developed by 20 people or not, 60 bucks is 60 bucks! When this game costs as much as, Returnal, well, Returnal's $10 more. When this costs as much as a new AAA game, I don't know. Darksiders was $40, Darksiders 3, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a AA game. This feels more like an indie game than Darksiders 3 did, and it's $60? $20 more? I'm a little skeptical on that front. Oh my god. His health bar is huge. Check it out. Matrix style, baby! Oh god. But yeah, 20 people. It's incredible. Alright, we just healed up. I don't know how many health kits we have, but that almost healed us completely. Let's go for some melee as soon as he stops his attack. I think what some of the... oh, crap. I think what some of the reviewers were feeling when they were saying the combat was floaty was that, from my experience so far, you don't have a manual lock-on system, which kind of makes it feel unfocused. It's a little all over the place until you get the hang of the soft lock system. But this guy's attacks are a little slow. I would say he feels kind of weightless. If you sped him up just a little bit, I think it'd be a lot better. I wonder if that's locked to difficulty. Probably not. I haven't looked into the difficulty settings on this game. We're playing at normal difficulty, which is so far pretty easy. But if I had to guess, I'm gonna say difficulty just ups the damage. Lowers your health, ups their health, lowers your damage, ups their damage. Instead of maybe making him a little faster in his attacks. Which would be preferable. Sweet meat. What kind of meat's purple? It's disgusting. Well, that's what's gonna happen with all this turn the narrator off, like you all got no patience. What? The guy who narrated the game is gonna... Did none of the reviewers like the guy who narrated the game? Hold on, I'm catching up on the chat room. Alright. 2 seconds. Alright, we got somebody that's really, really liking the game. Look, I'm liking the game too, but, you know, it's definitely got flaws, and it's $60. That's a lot for a game made by 20 people. So, you know, the developers released a video a couple days ago. It's called BIOMUTANT Explained, something like that, and they compared this game to Breath of the Wild, which kind of gives me a little concern, because this game does not really play like Breath of the Wild. I would say the world kind of has Breath of the Wild vibes in terms of the tone, and the fact that it's, you know, it's got a certain atmosphere to it. It's got a very lonely atmosphere, which is cool. But it's definitely not as polished, obviously. And I think they've done a great job thus far for a team of 19 people. That being said, it is $60. Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be $60. And, you know, that's kind of expensive. So I think people should be a little careful coming into AA experiences. You need to know what you get into, that's for sure. It looks like... yeah, I think this was our village. That's kind of neat. Something that I much preferred about Breath of the Wild, though, as opposed to how this game does things, is that this game literally tells you this story. It tells you everything. Just unlocked a new fast travel point. Anyway, that's very obvious by their choice of how they choose to tell you the story, which is through a narrator. Hey, look, it's... Oh my god, here's another Breath of the Wild parallel. Your guy, your little varmint, he has amnesia, right? He has no memories of his past. And you actually recall memories. Except instead of a flashback cutscene, you've got a flashback gameplay section. He's a little creepy. Ah, beautiful. You can swim in most water. Okay, if you're in deep water, then you use your stamina up, basically. I guess you can't dive. Oh, we're using up our stamina right now. Oh crap. Oh god. Yeah, I'm about to die. No! That's also like Breath of the Wild. God, that guy's disturbing. Okay, it's gonna run us through the tutorial again. Oh, interesting. He's talking directly to us. Most of the game is spoken in third person. Did they make your mother kind of look like your character? That's a nice touch. Hell yeah! Alright, so apparently our Muma is the creator of Wung Fu, or at least an incredible master of it. She is the propagator of all the Wung Fu goings on, and she is responsible for the 6 tribes that are now warring with each other. They were all disciples under her. I gotta say, I really like a lot of parts of this game, but there is something a little weird about, like, the dialogue is... The reviews have been rough. Real rough. And I gotta say, there's some really strange choices. Like, these conversations, they go on for so long, but some of them are really repetitive. And to have so much dialogue, and have most of it, like this dialogue, being told in the third person, it's just not pleasant. It's really time-consuming. I'm thinking the developers thought it would be more cinematic to do it that way. But it'd be so much better if it was done like Paper Mario. Okay, let's see where we can... Oh. Hold on. We're gonna go root through the trash. Alright. Anyway, I'm not complaining about, like, there being too much dialogue, and that's why it's time-consuming. I want to get to the gameplay. I'm talking about there's so much time wasted. You initiate dialogue, there's a pause. The animal speaks gibberish. Pause. Text appears. Pause. Narrator speaks, who I've turned off. And then you select a dialogue option, and it starts all over. Like here, gibberish, small pause, selection. Gibberish. Pause, you gotta wait for this. And then the narrator starts speaking as soon as the subtitles appear. Again, I've turned the narrator off, but it's really clunky, and it just doesn't work very well. I love reading. I love in-depth characterization. but so far the characterization is very shallow because it's all told in third person, which I'm not a crazy fan of so far. Okay, crafting tutorial, here we go. Interesting. So I guess we should be crafting two-handed slash because our class, the mercenary, specializes in two-handed swords. See, this is where the game is a little deceptive because the weapon system, according to most of the reviewers, the weapon system is fairly extensive, which you wouldn't think it would be as extensive as it is. Looking at the rest of the game, look at this. Look at all the customization you have here. I mean, the stat differences at our level right now, they're really minimal, but nevertheless, that's really cool. All right, what can we make? What do we have the parts for? Since this is a tutorial, I think we could choose any part we want. Like hell, I'm choosing that banana. You know what? We're gonna treat this short katana as like a sawed-off shotgun. I'm gonna go with a small handle for this. Cool. She's not the only one. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. I can't get over how weird it is. Banana handle. I know. How did I not choose the banana handle? Okay, let's go fight with Mom. Oddly wholesome, considering how unwholesome that sentence was. Okay. Like, I don't have any less immersion if I'm reading characters' dialogue. I don't have any less immersion doing that than a narrator speaking in third person trying to convey what the character is trying to say while not directly telling me what the character is trying to say. Oh my god, look at that weasel on the left. What is it, town bullies? Wait a second. Are these the... Shit, I think these are the tribal leaders. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. That's so I really don't like the narrator aspect of this game. I think that was a big mistake. Are you scared of me? He should be. I'm the main character. I think the guy on the left is actually the leader or the Sifu of the tribe that we just pledged our allegiance to a couple minutes ago. Nobody needs to get hurt here. Just walk away. Go scratch your fleas off or something. Alright, here we go! Combat! Oh my god! It's kind of fun. I gotta say, I like the big yet small stakes of the world. Like, we grew up with all these different Sifus, apparently, the leaders of the tribes, and we're kicking their butts because they used to be the childhood bullies. I like that. It's very Kung Fu Panda, fantastic Mr. Foxy. Oh, he's quick. Oh, he's quick. I like his Kung Fu moves. Alright. Let's go for some perfect parries and perfect dodges. Oh! I should have joined up with this guy. He's way better. Look how fast he is. That's actually kind of tricketed. Parry. Not bad. First time I've broken a sweat in the game. Alright, so he's ranged. I haven't fought a ranged character before. Oh, damn, he's really fast. Let's try this again. I'm about to die. Oh god. You know what? They're insecure! Wow. They're envious because I have you. That's funny. That's very funny. That's so blunt and direct and literal. If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right. It's kind of told in the way of like an Aesop's fable. Another thing is, it's almost told, so different cultures have very, very different means of conveying stories. You know, they have very different structures. I don't know about Chinese storytelling, but in terms of Japanese storytelling, it's not like that very much at all. I'm very curious as to, like, the nationality of these developers, because it's decidedly un-Western, this game design, and also the way they're writing some of this dialogue. But, it doesn't quite feel like it's supposed to be thematic in terms of it being a kung fu setting, is what I'm trying to say. Who's this? Is this Papa? I like his voice. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. So he stitches and she fights. That's kind of cool. They're doing what they're good at. He's got a cool character design. I love the character designs. Alright. See, the thing is, there's a lot of dialogue, but I'm not really getting much out of it because it's written in the third person, and it's okay writing, but it's not great. I'm sorry. Look, this game it's been years, okay, that this game has been in development. I heard about this game, I don't remember what year it was. It's been years, okay? So, I was looking forward to this game, and I'm having some fun with it, but it's not exactly what I was expecting it to be. I don't mean to come across as negative. These are the thoughts I would be having if I was playing the game by myself, alright? It's kind of cute. Dad's a varmint. He's got memory problems. He's not a human being. He doesn't have a complex human brain. He's a little varmint. I do appreciate that they're putting a lot of emphasis on the fact that these are varmints. You know, they're anthropomorphized, but they don't act exactly as human beings that happen to look like animals. It's a little more like Kung Fu Panda, where, you know, depending on their species or whatever, they got different archetypes, you know, different types that they play across. Okay, this is back to interesting stuff. So, gear crafting. I watched a video with the developers going over this, and it looked a little weird, which I kind of liked. There's a lot of different customization points, as you can see. You got arms, chest, back. Let's see what we can put on this thing. Oh, I guess we got a lower place, too? Maybe that's a glitch. That's not supposed to appear that low. Let's try the back. Oh, you know what? No, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say the reason why it's so low is because our little guy's a kid? But I think this is just glitched. Oh, okay. No. It, for some reason, just showed the incorrect positioning for some reason. And then it locks into place. I don't get that. Show me what it looks like before I lock it into place. There's definitely some jank. It's kind of a neat look. Anti-fashion. That's kind of cute. This is I will say, this is a really ambitious game that they're making with a team of 19 people. Maybe too ambitious. The amount of dialogue is, oh my god. Our character's ridiculously tiny. Anyway, the amount of dialogue is just far too great. You can't have interesting writing on a budget that this game has, with that amount of dialogue. Less is more sometimes. You know what this kind of reminds me of? There's this one game years ago. What was it called? Oh, I'll never remember what it was called. It was a Eurojank game, which I use that term endearingly. It was Xeno something. I don't even know I brought it up. I can't remember what it's called. But the vibe kind of reminds me of this.
Kodotuku. Pialtuma. Gendrana mala. Mustiki muhka. Inadabsunka. Anson bara. Asana yotutupu.
Also, I haven't been able to test this. Whoa. That's a creepy looking panda. He's got a hookah! Okay. So, this game's tone, you know, you would assume it's really kiddie, but then you got a hookah pipe. He's smoking, what are you smoking hookah? I think there's a lot of different things you can smoke out of a hookah pipe. Anyway, they've got pills. He's like syringes. What kind of a parent that's specifically looking for a kid-like game, a really kiddie-looking game? Like, Mario isn't popping pills. He's not using syringes. He's not smoking out of a hookah pipe. I'm fine with it. I'm just saying, it's interesting where they decide to, you know, put the levity and where they decide to put the grit. That's kind of cool. We got a little Mushu. That's actually helpful. We're still in the tutorial, by the way. One of you guys said that the tutorial takes 4 hours. I'm actually starting to believe it. We are 2 hours in, and we're not even close to leaving the tutorial as far as I can tell. Which is fine. But, interestingly, the game is supposed to be around 12 to 16 hours if you just mainly do the main quests. So the tutorial taking up that much time. That's true, Mario does use mushrooms. Oh god! I was looking at the chat room. My bad. Oh Oh man, Overgrowth. I totally forgot about Overgrowth. That was another anthropomorphized kung fu game. Except it was PvP, and I don't believe it had a story. I don't know if they changed that. But, wow, that brings me back. You know what? The combat for the time in Overgrowth was pretty tight. It's actually really tight. Wow, okay. Goes straight for the kid. I'm like 3 inches tall. Alright, that's a Lupin. Apparently these are the predators of the biomutant world. And Muma over here is the... she is the master of Wung Fu, so I'm assuming she's going to be able to kick his ass. But she's barely dealing any damage. Damn! Yo, he just decked her. I'm going to see if I can help out. I don't really have any weapons, though. I'm dealing just as much damage as she is. Oh, damn, he's about to kill me. Whoa, my bad. So what are we supposed to do here? I don't have any health packs. I'm gonna look around, see if I can find something. Also, where's Dad? Where's Dad in all this? I know Dad is he's the stay-at-home mom, but she's getting killed out here. Come on, man. I'm actually completely unclear on what I'm supposed to do here. I can barely damage him. She's getting stopped. Oh my god. Jesus. You know, this actually does kind of remind me of Kung Fu Panda. If you look at the basic plot, very Kung Fu Panda, which is... That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking for Kung Fu fighting varmints. Wait, what? I pressed X. Oh, God. Alright, round 2, here we go. Wasn't there a village that was destroyed in one of the Kung Fu Panda movies, and then one of the children of that village sought revenge or something like that? To be fair, I think that's in like every Kung Fu movie, so... Well... Every feudal era Kung Fu movie. There's always some village being destroyed. Even in westerns. Okay. I guess I should turn the narrator back on because there's no audio outside of the narrator. Can I do that from here? I cannot. Why isn't there any music? Guess I should read these. I thought he hurled them at the enemy. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. Just midsummered his ass. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past, it simply means you need to move on. Here we go, a path forward. We're back in the game, baby! That flashback section was long. Alright, we can now craft weapons and modify our gear. Sweet. Hey, check it out. More signs of the ruins of Western civilization, or, well, not Western civilization here. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. I guess these are little mini-bosses. What tribe is this? Is this the tribe we aligned ourselves with? Yes! Yes, it is! Alright, let's take this thing down. Whoa, game volume's a little loud. I'm gonna lower it. I'm gonna keep the narrator off, but I'll just read the narrator's lines. That way, I kind of have control over the narrator, which is what I wanted all along. Oh, crap! Nice dodge. Woo! Damn it. Alright, so it looks like you can dodge in any direction. And, man, you can really just chain these things. They don't take that much ki, which is stamina, basically. So you can just, you can go hog on it. Alright, I'm gonna start using my full range of attack. Everything we got! Whew. Oh god, did he kill me? Our first death! Okay. Maximum effort. Let's go. Let's go back in, and this time, no compromises. By the way, got a care package here. I'm gonna be opening this up at some point today. I'll make a social post about it, so yeah, stay tuned. Dying Light. Dying Light 2, it's actually happening. Finally. Man, we got a lot of health packs. That's not really all that useful. That attack I just sent out is supposed to be for hordes of enemies. It makes them turn on each other. Something I'm not too clear on is... Alright, so that's... We got an ammo count. It's kind of small. In fact, I'm going to make that a little bit larger. I made the UI as small as possible, which is a little too small. We'll bring it up by half. Yeah, that's a little better. He killed you faster than your mother drowned. That's dark, man. So there's different areas you can target, but I wonder if that actually makes a big difference in terms of damage for these guys. Do they have different hitboxes? I can't really tell. Oh crap, I dodged right into that. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be fighting this thing. Jeez. Alright, this time around we're actually going to use some of our health packs. Oh. Jesus. That's a rough one. Oh god. That was a cool dodge. Alright, I'm kind of button mashing here. I gotta fix that. So apparently, THQ. No! Damn it! I will say this attack. I mean, his attacks. They're a little harder to. The telegraphs are messier. But I'm gonna pin that up to me. and my inexperience with the combat system. Anyway, THQ Nordic had the weirdest marketing strategy with this game. Clueless Gamer. Did any of you guys watch Clueless Gamer with Conan back in the day? Well, it just came back. Clueless Gamer has returned with BIOMUTANT. And they also paid PewDiePie to play this game. So that's a lot of money right there in marketing. Paying Conan and PewDiePie. That can't be cheap. But aside from that, I haven't seen a whole lot of marketing. I've seen some ads on Reddit, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, Conan, Clueless Gamer's back. He played it with JB Smoove. I love JB Smoove. That guy's hilarious. Anyway, I found that really interesting. My favorite Clueless Gamer episode, though, was the Final Fantasy episode. That was some good shit. Damn. Alright, no more deaths. Damn it. Alright, what else do we have? Health regen, duration 2 what? 2 minutes? 2 seconds? I'm guessing that's 2 minutes. You know what? I don't know about this, against smaller enemies it works well, but the combat system right now against this larger enemy, it's not very good. In my opinion, damn. Anyway, without a solid lock-on system, sometimes I'm inside of him, I'm clipping through him. It worked pretty well with the little guys, but this big guy, I don't know. Don't have to pay me to watch Conan, and even then, I'd go to Tahiti in my head and not pay attention. Look. I don't really watch his talk show, but Clueless Gamer's pretty damn good. And the behind this, like, the Conan office stuff with Jordan Schlansky. Is that his name? Schlansky? Jordan Schlansky and his assistant Sona. That stuff's gold. I don't care what anybody says. Also, Conan's interviews with Timothy Oliphant. That's good stuff. Yeah, I don't really watch late-night talk show hosts. Alright, what else do we have with our level up? We got 1 point. We may as well invest that. Let's go with melee damage. Mutations. We didn't spend our psi power points. That's pretty sweet. Let's go with Blaze. That's pretty sweet. Immediately I go with the other option. Alright. Oh, yeah! You know what? I probably should have invested in psionic powers, because I think that's probably going to be the more fun class archetype. Yeah, look how cool that is! Oh, that's awesome! Wow, I didn't know you could have a negative deficit of mana. How does that even work? Oh god. No, heal, heal. Woo! You know what this game needed? The Darksiders development team. If this game had Darksiders gameplay, or Darksiders polish to its current gameplay, that would be so tight. Those fire effects look pretty slick. Yeah, so there's like a hitbox in the middle of this guy. Hitting his tail doesn't seem to do much. Hitting his legs don't seem to do much. You can see where the hit points are with our gun here. It looks like there's a hit point on the tip of his tail, but oftentimes I'm just hitting nothing. I'm hitting air, and it's not registering any damage. Like right here, I have to be hitting like the front part of his torso. Well, at least I'm finally gonna kill him. Oh, Jesus. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, huh? Alright, let's do it. So, this is the mechanic that I was most interested in, which is tribal warfare. And we're about to go to war on one of the rival tribes. We're gonna smash them to bits and force them to join us. Apparently the outpost is in a subway. I'm gonna spend our level up points before we go after him. Let's go with intellect, because I'm liking the psionic powers, so I'm gonna try to focus in on those. Of course, we don't have any currency here. What else do we have? Wung Fu points? Great. This is a special attack. Finish your ranged weapon chain by throwing both of your melee weapons. Let's try basic melee. Do we have everything unlocked? See, this is so weird. I'm assuming there's going to be more that we can unlock later, but why even have this as a... You know what I bet this is? I bet this is for classes. Because of the class we picked, Mercenary, all this is already unlocked, but if we picked like a Rifleman class, then this wouldn't be unlocked. Still, kind of strange. One of the critiques that most of the reviews touch on is the skill tree. I can see that. What is this? Steampunk Thanos? It's a clock fist. It's a tool used to punch through walls. This is a tool, not a... It's a tool that can be used as a weapon, okay. I'm not going to equip it because it's not a dual weapon, or is it? Let me see. No. Okay. Most of my abilities are in dual-handed weapons, so I'm not going to use the clock fist. But there's a couple items that you use. For instance, there's a crowbar that you can use to enter certain areas, and this is used to enter other areas. It's kind of like keys. $60. This shouldn't have been $60. So, speaking objectively, you know what? Let's put some French on it. We're doing really basic movesets here. There's more you can do here. I'm using really basic attacks. Let's mix things up a little bit. But for $60, I don't know. That's a lot of money for an experience with this level of polish. Darksiders 3 was not an open world game, it was a linear game, but if I'm not mistaken, that launched for $40. And that was a really solid Devil May Cry style game. Or Darksiders style game, hack and slash, of course. But this doesn't have the tight gameplay that Darksiders has. So for $20 more, it's kind of baffling for me. I'm assuming this game actually has a surprisingly high development cost, because it was in development for so long. I don't know if they had to go back to the drawing board a few times. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I can only imagine that the reason why it's $60 is because they need to recoup some costs. I think Darksiders 3 went under budget or right at budget. I think. I read an article somewhere that said it did. So, you know, $40 was probably the sweet spot for them. Oh, hell yeah, we got new clothes. Sweet. There's a $400 version of this game. THQ Nordic, they're famous for their collector's editions. They had like a $400 Darksiders 3 edition too. I'm liking that the world's starting to open up a little bit though. That's nice. Wonder if that's a quest board. Wait, what? What's the board? Oh, they're collectibles. Okay. I thought maybe the board initiated a side quest. Maybe it did initiate a side quest. Let's check. Nice! We just found a weapon part. Okay, so, by the way, welcome if you're just joining us. I appreciate you guys being so patient through this stream. Okay, so that's our main quest, but I don't really see any side quests going on. Oh, you know what this game could use? Shadow of Mordor. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers copyrighted the Nemesis system, or trademarked it or something, which is so dirty. Really dirty. These are the different tribes. We allied with the Jiangyi tribe, so I'm pretty sure that the Myriad tribe is our rival, but I don't think that you can ally yourselves with any other tribes while you're already, like, pledged to one. So, I don't know if you can have multiple rivals, if you can have multiple skirmishes erupting throughout the map at a time, but I don't think that's possible. I've been playing for around 5 or 6 hours now, and basically the bottom portion of the map is all clear, and now I understand why it's only like an 11 gigabyte game. I thought it was like 21 gigabytes. I'm on PC though. Area objectives. Okay. That's cool. The map's about 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that the UI is meant to look like Fortnite to kind of attract kids that are into Fortnite. Oh my god. Lead bullets. Literally. Pencil bullets. You know, that actually hurt like hell. Lead poisoning too. Alright, we got some different armor and weapon parts, so I'm gonna do a little more looting in this town, and then we're gonna check out what we can craft. But yeah, this graphically it kind of looks like Fortnite 2. I'm just making observations. I'm not someone accused me of picking on the game. Not what I intended. I'm not picking on it, just making observations. I find game development fascinating, but also the marketing behind it. And I bet you some higher up was like, you know what? Let's try to make it visually kind of allude to that sort of levity that Fortnite has. Let's see if we can get some of those Fortnite bucks. It's exactly Fortnite. The font, the colors of the UI, all of it. And the town is kind of laid out like Fortnite towns, too. Take care, Omar. I'm going to be reading the chat room more. I apologize. I was just trying to get a handle on the game. Alright. Gotta switch back. This is also kind of interesting. Tools? So you've got different tools for opening different hidden walls and stuff. It feels sort of arbitrary. It doesn't really... I think this is them trying to get like a Breath of the Wild, what do they call them? Rune system in the game. But it's not like that. Instead, it's very binary. It's like a key. So, where you would be... I don't know, opening a pathway or a route that you couldn't take before in Breath of the Wild by using magnesis, here you're selecting so far one of two tools and you're pressing a button and that's it. The tools are just... it's a longer form of pressing the button, and they don't really do a great job of obfuscating that from you. I do like the world, though. The world is very fun. Speaking of which, let's go group up with our war party. Are you finding the environments to be super quiet and dead? Yes, and I like that. That's one of the things this game so far does well. The developers compared this game directly to Breath of the Wild. As far as the ambiance goes, I get that. This is a very Breath of the Wild-y open world. Don't look for something like Ghost of Tsushima here. It's not trying to do that. This is a post-apocalyptic game. Heavy emphasis on post-apocalypse. Is there fall damage? Oh god. No, there's not. Because I'm a little varmint. I like that. I like the idea of little varmints beating each other up. What in God's name is this? Jesus, it looked like a human from a distance. Let's equip our dual katanas. Oh! It was an ambush. Let's take out the ranged dude first. Special attacks. Hitting an enemy with a special attack fills one of your super Wung Fu icons to the left of your character. Okay. That's kind of fun. So you've got different special attacks. I've got Unstoppable Pig as one of them. And then this other one, which I'm supposed to use RT twice. Unknowable Force. Great. So we've filled up 2. We don't have a third, so we can't yet do our Wung Fu state. But soon we will be able to. That attack is pure chaos. I love it. Check this out. We also have an attack that our mana's out. Give me a second. Sorry, our key. We have an attack that can turn these guys against one another. It's a noxious green cloud. There we go. Alright, check this out. They're gonna beat each other up. Make things easier on me. Let them fight. What's this guy doing swinging his sword 100 feet away from his opponent? You're terrible. No wonder you're dead. Man, this guy's pretty sturdy. Alright, let's go for a perfect parry. Come on. Damn. Too early. Let's try it again. Damn. Too early. He wasn't even close enough. Da! Perfect parries take me forever. Damn it! You know what? I'm gonna keep at it. I'm not gonna give up. You know, maybe that was a perfect parry? It gives me the X option, the retaliation attack. These telegraphs are really hard. You think, like, I thought he was gonna attack me with his sword, but then he pushes me? You thought Sekiro was tough? Meet Biomutant. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The aerial launch. The aerial launch is a specific sort of counter parry. Alright, enough fighting. Let's do some exploration. Over there, it kind of looks like Persian influence, this tribe's design. They are the Myriad tribe. We're at war with them. Looks like it's an outpost. I thought that was their kingdom. Oh, our boys are under attack! You see these cool black samurai? Yeah, those are our guys. These Persians here, they're trying to tussle with them. We can't let that happen. We got a reputation to uphold. What's our team called? Hold on, let me take a look. We are with the Jiang Yi tribe. We must preserve the Jiang Yi style. So there's 6 different styles of, oh my god! Guy's got a fire attack. There's 6 different styles, and the Jiang Yi style we're trying to have become the dominant style in this region. And how are you gonna do that without an unstoppable show of force? Is Returnal or Biomutant worth playing? If so, which one first? Returnal. Returnal. It's $10 more for $70 more content. I'm just kidding. That's harsh. No, I mean, here's the thing. I like this game, parts of it, but it's not $60 of game for me, and probably for most people. I respect the hell out of these developers. It's a 20-man team. 19 developers. That's ridiculously low. Breath of the Wild had over 800. I mean, over 300. Maybe over 800 if you count, like, QA and everything. But, yeah, Breath of the Wild had over 300 developers of the development team itself. This game has 19. And I don't know if that 19 includes QA or not, so, you know, that's a very small team, and what they've been able to pull off is really impressive. What's this? What are these, civilians? Oh, God! You know what? Let's be smart about this fight. There we go. Yes, fight amongst yourselves. He's still fighting me! That's not supposed to happen. Man, their AI just goes nuts when they're supposed to fight each other. What are you doing? Wait, what is that, a rabbit? Actually, it looks like a stuffed dog. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do against ranged attacks yet, in terms of... I guess you can't block them, you're just supposed to dodge them. Oh boy. We got our Super Wong Fu! I thought we had to do 3 separate special moves for that. Oh, you know what you can probably do? So you can't double it up. You can probably do special move 1, 2, and then 1. Or 2, 1, 2, for example, but not 2, 2, 1, or 1, 1, 2. Okay, fight's almost over, but what the heck? With Super Wung Fu active, you'll perform different, more powerful attacks. Super Wung Fu is powerful, but will only be active for a limited amount of time. Let's do, clock block! Wait, what? What? Oh, I see. Wow, that is a limited amount of time. I thought the training with our mother was going to involve stuff like that, you know, gameplay mechanics that you would want to learn in a controlled environment. Apparently you can platinum this game in around 15 hours, so... If Breath of the Wild had trophies, God, how long would it take to platinum Breath of the Wild? 100 hours? Hey Mom, can we get Breath of the Wild? Honey, we have Breath of the Wild at home. Oh, hell yeah. You know what? A lot of games actually don't have a sliding down ladder mechanic. But this game does, and it's got an animation for it too. That's surprising. You can tell the development team definitely had a lot of passion for what they were making. I think, personally, they're just overambitious. Oh, yeah. We got our raiding party. Look at that unit. Okay, this is the big mechanic, I think. Or at least this is definitely one of the biggest mechanics of the game. The tribe mechanic. We allied ourselves with the Zheng Yi tribe, and we're about to lay siege to the temple and fort of the Myriad tribe. Let's see if they will be able to withstand our assault. Says you need to hit them where it hurts, inflict as much suffering as possible, make it clear your tribe is a terror to their existence. Let the mayhem begin! Murder and mayhem and other terrible things happen. You sure you've seen it before? The choice... First line of defense, here we go. This is kind of like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla when you lay siege to enemy strongholds. I actually really like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's just too long. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it's a really good game, but they really pad the length out. It's too bad, though. It's a really good Assassin's Creed, for me, in my opinion. Actually, it's not a really good Assassin's Creed. It's a really good Viking game. A really good Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed 2. Hey, Super Wung Fu, let's go! Oh, that looks cool. Look at that. That's an awesome, awesome Kung Fu animation. Woo! See, that's what I like. I like that flavor. Fatality. Wait, what the heck is this? Oh, God. I saw an X. I think we can, Yeah! That's fun. It's a little mini-game. Yeah, as I was saying, I think the developers are just, overly ambitious. They tried to do too much. If this was a smaller scale game... See, I think this game is an example of the problems that arise when you have an industry that's like, everything needs to be open world. Everything needs to be main gameable. They tried to pack too much. Too many ideas. I think the dialogue tree is an excellent example of that. Do I break it? How hard is Returnal out of 10? Difficulty? Yeah, you can't quantify Returnal's difficulty out of 10. I'll tell you this. Some people find Returnal more difficult than Dark Souls or Sekiro because of the fact that the difficulty is heavily reliant. Prisoners of War? This game has hard drugs, ecstasy, prisoners of war, murder, genocide, your mother dying, and apparently the narrator from Thomas the Tank Engine. What a combo! Anyway. Look at this. Matrix. Matrix, boyo! Look at that Matrix-style gunplay. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, Returnal, you can't quantify that. Some people think it's more difficult than Dark Souls simply because of the RNG, meaning a lot of the difficulty is unpredictable. And it stems from Returnal's heavily randomized gameplay, not just environments. Sometimes the enemies are less rooted in logic, as opposed to something like Sekiro or Dark Souls, where the enemies are almost like puzzles. So in that sense, and combining the fact that you can't save the game, it's difficult, and it's also frustrating, but that's the fun of it. It's such a good game. I love Returnal. Really, really recommend it to any of you that were lucky enough to beat the Scalpers. By the way, Sony updated the estimate on when PlayStation 5 should be more readily available. Supposedly... Wait, how do I break this open? This is glass. It's glass! How can't I break it with my claw blobber? Yeah. Highly recommend it to anybody that has a PlayStation 5. Supposedly PlayStation 5s will be easier to find maybe by the end of the year. They were saying by 2022, but they moved it up a couple months, which is great. He's been treated fair, but he's glad to see me, and he hopes I'll treat the rivals with the same respect they treated him. Alright. We'll fight with honor. Oh, now we can go after the gun. Hey, this is the first time we're switching out our gun. Frog Rasper. What is this? What sort of a gun is this? Oh, it's a rifle. Okay, we've equipped it. Interesting. Is there a way to manually reload? It's not like it sounds, the saving. No, you can't save the game in Returnal. It's not up to you. Well, as in, there's no manual save points. So, it's really not like most games. In fact, the Housemarque, they're working really hard to change the save system. Because there's hours between this game's so-called checkpoints. Supposedly, the average person takes around 10 hours to get to credits. And, there's like a checkpoint. Well, you know what? There's different checkpoints than how you consider checkpoints normally. There's, certain permanent progress unlocks. For instance, it unlocks shortcuts. So you don't have to do the whole thing over again in the same order that you did originally. And that, I would say, for most players, the developers said it takes around 2 hours. I would say it takes like an hour and a half. So, you've got like an hour and a half to a 2-hour commitment without saving. Without being able to walk away from the game, unless you want to put the console into rest mode. Keep in mind, you can't really do anything else with the console while it's in rest mode. That's a big thing for a lot of people, like parents, or people that just don't have a lot of time to game, that have too many obligations. How do I break this? Wait, he's got infinite health? What? Until I knock his armor off, right? Do I shoot this? Do I attack it? Do I burn it? Let me try burning it. Ah! Well, yeah, it's not like there's no saves in the game until you beat it. But, it was definitely a big point of contention, when the game released. A lot of people were really kind of pissed about it, actually. The game really does people don't like being forced into things, and the game forces you. Oh, right. He has a charge attack. There we go. That's cool. The game forces you into playing how it wants you to play, which would be fine if it wasn't relating to time. So you can pick up these things, right? Or are you just supposed to push it? I'm not seeing a icon to grab. We cleared the outpost already. How many outposts for a kingdom or a tribe? This would benefit greatly from Shadow of Mordor's, what do they call it? It's not a rival system. Nemesis system. There we go. That's kind of cute. Takes a victory lap. Oh, nice! I like the look of that staff. Each tribe has its own tribal weapon. If you defeat a rival tribe, you acquire its weapons by helping your own tribe. And we just got the weapon. It looks like a bolo stick. So we can switch allegiance and ally with a different tribe. Is this the end of, this allegiance? So is it weird to anybody else, or just me, that, watch, when I click next, it doesn't do anything except gibberish for a few seconds, and then the text pops up and then the narrator reads the text very slowly. That's weird to me. Like, why pause for the gibberish with no text on the screen? I'm guessing they're pausing for the gibberish to be spoken because they don't want the narrator speaking over the gibberish, but it's just gibberish, and it's not that expressive where you can read what they're saying by their gestures and gibberish. It's just, it's very weird. But not necessarily always in a good way. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's going to be it for today's stream, but I am going to be streaming again tomorrow and Thursday as well, so I hope you guys join me for that. Yeah, this game's different. I guess that rain's dynamic. I thought it was scripted for that particular mission, but I guess it's not. Is that all you can do with the tribe? We're gonna investigate this further. you know what? Next stream, we're gonna see exactly how deep this game goes. We're gonna investigate it for all it's worth. So I am curious about it. There are some things that I like, but the world is definitely so far the highlight for me personally. It's a good-looking world. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me on this adventure. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more streams. Is that an elephant? It is a good-looking game world. I'll give it that. Even the water looks good. Water's not easy. See how the waterfall looks. Waterfall's alright, but the rivers and the ponds, they're pretty nice. Kinda reminds me of Assassin's Creed 3, colored water. Alright, I appreciate you guys joining me for this. I'm gonna be streaming again very soon, but until next time, stay frosty, and Chivalry 2! Wow! Open beta starting Friday. Thank you, Mr. Chuck. I'm gonna look into that. But yeah, open world's nice. But yeah, okay. Why does he look like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog? You know, I guess he kind of does. Oh my god, streaming all 3 Mass Effect games? That would be very lengthy. I do love Mass Effect though. Oh, hell yeah. I love the look of that thing. That looks weird. That's weird, wild stuff. You can tame those. You know what? Yeah. Next time with Biomutant. We'll see how interesting we can get this thing. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me for this. And until tomorrow, game massively.